Hello, Assalamu alaikum everyone. मेरे ख्याल से आज everybody's not joining, सिर्फ आप दो ही हैं, इकरा और रुबाब. तो we'll just start the session जहाँ से हमने last session शुरू था. Sorry about last time. I had different computers और उसके अंदर बहुत ही different था WAMP exam. So मैं आप लोगों को confuse नहीं करना चाहता था, इसलिए मैंने वो class जो है ना आगे एक दिन आगे schedule कर दी. So today हम cover करेंगे pages बनाना और post को edit करना और pages को edit करना और पेज बिल्डर्स यूज करना. और हम उसको उसी तरीके से करेंगे वैम्प के इंस्टॉलेशन के साथ. आप दोनों ने अपनी वैम्प की इंस्टॉलेशन कर ली थी ना, एंड यू हैड अ वर्किंग वर्डप्रेस साइट. आप में से किसी को कोई प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं हुई ना वैम्प की इंस्टॉलेशन में?
नो सर.
ठीक है, अगर आप में से किसी को अगर प्रॉब्लम है या अगर आपका कोई माइक नहीं काम करता तो आप शायद टेक्स्ट कर दे चैट के अंदर, तो वो भी वर्केबल है, मैं देख लूंगा. तो फिर आज हम पेज बिल्डर यूज करना सीखते हैं. हम दो पेज बिल्डर्स हैं, मैं आपको शो कराता हूँ गूगल के अंदर. वन इज WP बेकरी. पहले हम एलिमेंटर यूज करेंगे. एलिमेंटर इज फ्री. ये बहुत अच्छा पेज बिल्डर है फॉर वर्डप्रेस. इनकी अपनी वेबसाइट भी है, लेकिन आप वर्डप्रेस के अंदर लॉग इन होकर डायरेक्टली वो इंस्टॉल कर सकते हैं. इनके पास सेवरल एक्सटेंशंस भी हैं जो ये देते हैं. उनके पास पेड वर्जन भी है, लेकिन हम फ्री वर्जन यूज करेंगे. जो फ्री वर्जन है उसके अंदर भी बहुत ज्यादा ऑप्शन है वेबसाइट क्रिएट करने के लिए. अगर आप जरा प्रोफेशनल लेवल पे जाना चाहते हैं, बहुत ज्यादा आप लोगों को ऑप्शंस चाहिए, तो आप इनकी प्लगइन्स भी ले सकते हैं. लेकिन एलिमेंटर और जितने भी प्लगइन्स हैं पेज की, इतनी ज्यादा इनकी एक्सपेंसिव नहीं है. ये इनका देखें फ्री बेसिक वेबसाइट. ये वर्डप्रेस के अंदर बिल्ट इन प्लगइन आ जाएगी. कुछ इनकी सब्सक्रिप्शंस भी हैं, क्वाइट कॉस्टली हैं, डिपेंडिंग कितनी वेबसाइट्स वो सपोर्ट करती हैं और कितने इनके अंदर आपको ऑप्शंस और टेम्पलेट्स देंगे वो बिल्ड होने के लिए. पर हम इतना ज़्यादा नहीं इसके अंदर जाएंगे. बात ये कि हम इसके फीचर्स वगैरह से दिखाने थे आपको कि हाउ डज इट लुक, हाउ डज इट फील, और ये हम जाके फ्रंट एंड पे अभी करेंगे. द सेकंड वन इज WP बेकरी. आई डोंट नो इफ दिस इज फ्री एनी मोर. यहाँ ये सिर्फ दे ओनली चार्ज यू just for yep, it's not free. इसका रेगुलर लाइसेंस $45 है for a single website and 245 अगर आपके पास multiple websites हैं, but to a single developer. This is always paid. This you will never get free. So मैं आपको फिर भी ये यूज करना सिखाऊंगा from some of the websites that I manage. उनके अंदर WP Bakery है and we will use WP Bakery as well. But both are very similar in functionality wise. They both help you build page, but different interfaces. Elementor is a little easier to use. WP Bakery can get a little bit complicated. So we'll start with Elementor. हम पहले we will close everything. हम अपना WAMP server run करेंगे. और जिस वेबसाइट पे हम डमी वेबसाइट पे कल काम कर रहे थे, we will start picking up from there where we left. कल मतलब the day before yesterday, जब हमने last session छोड़ा था, we will just start picking up from there. मेरा web server on हो गया. It's up and running. I will open my website. I think I had Amazon bookstore website. मैं फिर भी एक बार check कर लूँगा www.fp खोल के. Yep, it was Amazon. So I'm going to do localhost. और since मैंने इसके अंदर custom port 8080 feed की थी शुरू में से ही, so I will use 8080. अगर आप लोगों ने नहीं की हुई, you would not have to use this, but in the beginning of this course, I personally changed this to 8080. तो इसके अंदर Amazon, and let's see if it works. Okay, but our WAMP server is fully functional, working. Yep, is working. So now I'm going to log in to WordPress dashboard. उसके दो तरीके होते हैं. आप अपने URL के एंड में wp-admin लिखते हैं या /login लिखते हैं. Either use /login or either use wp-admin. Both will open the dashboard. इसके अंदर हमने यूजर बनाया था टेस्ट और पासवर्ड था test 123. I think this is the password, test 123. Login. और ये हमारी Amazon बुक स्टोर जो था क्रिएट हो गया. Elementor पेज बिल्डर यूज करने से पहले हम themes में जाएंगे. I clicked on appearance, themes, and this is the theme we have by default. जो WordPress के थे, they had 3 themes. हमने 2 remove कर दिए थे. We kept this one as the basic theme, but we're going to try for another theme. हम कुछ अच्छा थीम करेंगे, समथिंग विद मोर डिटेल्स दैट इज इजी टू यूज ऑन एलिमेंटर, जिसके अंदर हमें ज्यादा फंक्शनैलिटीज एलिमेंटर की मिलेगी. So let's see what free theme does Elementor give us. I mean, the WordPress gave us. These are free themes. So let's see, unlock. This is an ocean. Let's preview this one. I'm gonna left click on it. And this is how it looks, which is not precisely how it looks, but it should look even better. But let's find a commerce store. ये में से थोड़ा store है, e-commerce का जो free का theme है. फिर ये इसका menu है. So this is a little better for our work. We will stick with this one. इसका नाम है store design. It's free. ये appearance के अंदर, themes के अंदर add new पे हम गए, तो वहाँ पर ये freely available है. हम इसको install कर देंगे. And this is just for our testing purpose. And then we will activate it. And now once you activate a theme, जो हमने यहाँ free ढूंढा हो, या हमने purchase किया हो, या आपने upload किया हो, whenever that theme जो आप कहते हैं कि your custom theme or the downloaded theme आप activate करेंगे, it requires some plugins that the theme was used to be used for building. And you can see that this theme recommends the following plugins. क्यों? Whoever the developer who created this theme used a lot of plugins to make that theme, and they're required for the theme to work appropriately. On this case, it's very easy. आपको ये orange रंग की notification आ जाएगी कि the theme जो हमने download करके activate किया है, इसके अंदर ये installation करने, and we just click on begin installing plugins. And you will click on select all plugins, जितने भी required हैं, and you go to bulk action, you click on install, and you click on apply. And it will start the installation process for the plugins that are required for the theme. And sometimes you will get these errors. These are warnings. These are not errors. Okay, there's some syntax difference or PHP के version में difference or something. You will get these warnings. Just make sure that अगर आपकी वो plugins नहीं हुई, you can always check the second time. You can ignore these. These are not too much. इतनी ये complicated warnings नहीं है, और ये हमारे team को इतना affect नहीं करेंगी. You can always go to plugins and check install plugins के plugin install हुई या नहीं हुई. They can install होगी नहीं, but they were not activated. हम इनको activate करेंगे plugins को. We'll select all of them. We'll click here and we're going to click activate. क्योंकि आप अभी भी देखें कि orange notification आ रही है कि still requesting you to install this plugin. So we'll begin activating these plugins and we'll click apply. And now it's telling me don't ever miss after for email notification. Even plugins can the built-in pop-up आते हैं कि do you want notification, do you want to sign up for any kind of more marketing email. मैं इसको जो है skip कर दूंगा. And this is again एक और plugin है, इसका नाम है recent close slider. ये उसका क्या है? They want you to view the documentation or demo. I really don't want to view that. I'm just going to go to plugin, go to install plugin to see that if they're all activated. अब कईयों के अंदर opt-in नजर आ रहा है. It means that कि अगर आप उसकी किसी किस्म की subscription या marketing email में opt-in होना चाहते हैं. And some plugins have the option called configure, जिसके अंदर आप उनकी plugin की configuration कर सकते हैं. We will go that later on, but I'm just going to show you today. If you want to add modules, site appearance, again, different modules that you want to enable inside the plugin. And this is just for premium users, custom CSS. But we will have a separate session for how to go in depth with plugins. आज हम सिर्फ Elementor पे गौर करेंगे, page builder पे. Now let's see how हमारा जो नया हमने store design theme है, it's active. This one is inactive जो आया था. And let's see how it looks. You can always hover your mouse over the home button over here on the dashboard. This is Amazon Books. You visit site आएगा. This is your main website that your customers see. I'm just going to open in a new tab, and this is what they see. ये simple site है. It's not fancy. We will make it fancy, but this is what they see. We have a home page, and we have a sample page, and this is the sample page. And let's go install Elementor. हम इधर जाएंगे plugins, add a new plugin, And search plugins, we're gonna do Elementor. And we'll hit enter. Or yeah, Elementor website builder. You will see that there's a lot of Elementor enhancements and kits and add-ons. We're just gonna ignore them for now. हम सिर्फ Elementor पे काम करेंगे, and it's the one with the 5 million plus active installation. And it also shows you that हमारे पास जो WordPress का version है, this version of the plugin is compatible. ये बहुत जरूरी होता है कि आप always check करें कि is this compatible with my WordPress version. Two scenarios हो सकते हैं. Either you are running an older version of WordPress, या the developer who developed the plugin never updated or made the fixes of the plugin ताकि वो आपके WordPress के नई version के साथ compatible हो. So this always check for this last right corner line, that is this compatible with your WordPress. And the easiest way to tell is that the last update, if it's more than a year ago, then it means that most likely it might fail or might fail at certain points of the plugin. But it's been updated for the past 3, 4, 5, 6 months. It means that the developer is updating it upon the releases of new version of WordPress. So हम इसको install कर लेंगे. And then we have to activate this. हम इधर plugins में जाके इसको activate कर सकते हैं, and a lot of time हमें इधर ही option आ जाएगा activate का. And अब हम इसको activate कर देंगे. Once I click on activate, आपको Elementor भी इधर नजर आ जाएगा left side पे page builder पे. ये देखें, मैंने जैसे ही activate किया, Elementor का menu भी dashboard के menu पे left menu पे display हो गया, and all the options that we can use. Since we activated it, ये हमें walk through screen में लेके जा रहा है. I'm just gonna close this. It says create your first page, but I am gonna ignore this. We're gonna close this. ये notifications आ जाती हैं. I'm gonna close this. Now on Elementor, हमने कुछ settings check करनी है. We need to make sure that जो Elementor है, it is you can say configured according to our taste and our requirement. So we're gonna click on Elementor. You don't have to click. You can just hover your mouse on Elementor, and you can click settings. And it is very आपके लिए बहुत crucial है कि on the general tab, where do you want Elementor to be available? Elementor जो page builder है, what pages and posts do you want Elementor to be able to configure for you? Is this post and pages, which is correct? You can also use landing pages if you want to. We'll see that in our scenario that landing page में ज़रूरत है या नहीं. But post and pages, just make sure these two are always checked. If you have only like pages checked and not post, so जो हम post, all our posts we will not be able to configure or create them using Elementor. They will be excluded. Disable default color, disable default font. इनको uncheck ही रहने दें because this is your theme specific. You want to use your theme specific font, so we're not going to touch these two. And the last one is improve Elementor usage data sharing. If you want to share your data with Elementor, अगर आप चाहते हैं कि you want to contribute, you can check this. It's up to you. इससे आपकी वेबसाइट स्लो नहीं होगी, कुछ नहीं होगा, कोई आपकी इंफॉर्मेशन लीक नहीं होगी. It just tells आप Elementor को किस तरह यूज कर रहे हैं. Second is style. It says the style change in this location can now be found. They change the location of the site, and now they want you to go to the hamburger menu and site settings. Well, we go there once we go there. Advanced option. By default, CSS print method is external file. Switch editor loaded method is disabled. Enable unfiltered file is disabled. Load font awesome 4 support. No, because I think now is font awesome 5 is the latest one that's being used. 4 is very old, so we should always make it main. The rest first 3 option इनको आप as a default जिस तरह Elementor ने set किया इसी तरह रहने दें. Experiments. This is the beta testing version. अगर आपने कुछ चीजें test करनी है, these are all in beta version. आपको advice है कि on the experiment tab, don't touch anything because nothing is production level deployment here. These are just for your testing and tweaking. If you feel comfortable, you'd share them. If not, I will always suggest don't touch the experiment tab. Just ignore it. So second, this covers the first one, settings. We're gonna go to second, role manager. We don't have an administrator. Role manager is for different users who access your WordPress site. WordPress can have different like you can say आपके पास level होते हैं ये roles. Someone can be an editor, someone can be an author, some can be a contributor, and someone can be subscribers. Subscribers are your customers who sign up on your website. If you want to do anything related to them, if you want to give them access to the Elementor page builder, you should give them access. But I don't think your customer and your contributors need access, but your authors and editors, they do need access to editors. So subscriber, no access to the editor. So we're going to just make sure that is, and same thing for contributors. We don't want them to ever access Elementor. Because they're just customers, they're on our website to make account, to purchase a product, or to review our news, or to leave a comment. We don't want to give them Elementor access because they will just start putting up data, like intensive data, because once they have Elementor, they can put in images, they can put in videos, and we don't want that. Because they will just flood your website with more spam messages. So contributor and subscriber, you can make them no access. Contributors is kind of a funny role, depending on आपकी website कि आप contributors किसी को access देना चाहते हैं कि वो आपकी रोज news upload करे आपकी website पे, help you in your blog. This is an optional, but if you don't know if you're going to have a contributor, just make sure you don't give them access to the role manager. The next one is tools. This should be default. जिस तरह के इनके options हैं, tools should always remain default. हम इसको कभी भी नहीं change करेंगे. Replace URL if you आपकी address website की जो है URL update होगी है, but we will never use this to replace URL. हम हमेशा settings में जाके reading part I think is where हमारी URL है, हम उधर से इसको करते हैं. We'll just check one time. No, I think it's writing. Sorry, general. This is where we change the site URL. We're never going to use Elementor to change the site URL. And the next thing is version control. Version control is the version of Elementor. Some themes, they don't allow you to use the latest version of Elementor. They might not work. So आपके पास option है कि आप थोड़े से older version में Elementor के चले जाएं. That might be compatible with your theme. जो आप theme जिस पे आप काम कर रहे हैं, जो theme आपने purchase किया हुआ है, जो theme आपने download किया हुआ है free का. So it might be possible that उस theme के ऊपर किधर लिखा होगा कि this works with let's say 3.05 version of Elementor, and we will go to those themes and we will see that where those requirements are, and then you can roll back your version of Elementor and click reinstall using 3.07 instead of 3.112 or 3.13. And this is our current version of Elementor, 3.13. Beta tester, again, you're optional. If you want to help them, you can become a beta tester, but just leave this disabled. And the next is maintenance mode. Maintenance mode है कि if you enable maintenance mode, people who log into your website will see a message. Let's say we're going to say maintenance mode में हम आ गए हैं, and we're going to close 7. And we're going to open this website. Either they will see an error or they will see a message. Oh, so we don't have a page configured for 543, but usually if it's in maintenance mode, they will see an HTTP 503 code that this website is going under maintenance mode. We can also do that from WordPress, but Elementor has a built-in function, and same thing for coming soon page. If you use coming soon, it means that our website is under development and it will be coming soon. Just a simple message, and it has a template. We don't have a template, so that's why these features are not currently working. If I click here, does it coming soon? Nah, because we don't have a template built in for the coming soon and for the maintenance page. This, if we had a theme install, like we purchased a premium theme, उनके साथ हमें templates की option आनी थी, and then these features would have started working. But we don't have a premium theme. We will have a premium theme. Maybe tomorrow we'll work on, or maybe today. आज हम premium themes को भी check करेंगे, and उनके अंदर हमें ये options ज़्यादा explore करने की options मिलेगी. For now, we're just gonna leave this disabled, and that's about it. यही Elementor की settings है. These are the Elementor settings that you should have set by default, and this is what we need to make it work. And इसके अंदर एक system info. It just tells you what your system that this WordPress is installed on. These are the specs for it. Now let's start with our page. We're gonna go to the pages. और जो हमने theme install किया है, इसके अंदर एक ही page है, and that's the sample page. And that's one. I think that's the one we see over here. हमारे पास एक home page है और एक sample page है. The home page is the default page. which has just the post on it, and the sample page is the page जो मैंने create किया है. So what I like to do is that we're going to create a new page and we're going to edit it using Elementor. So the best way to do is that I want, instead of touching the original page, मैं इस page का एक duplicate copy बनाऊंगा, just like a copy and paste scenario in your personal laptop or your personal computer. I want to make a duplicate of this page. And इस तरह के if I do something wrong, I don't touch the original page. So I will go back to plugins. I will search for a new plugin. There's a plugin for duplicating page. I think it's called Page Duplicator. Yep. And there's also one called Post Duplicator. Duplicate. So there's one called Post Duplicator. We need the one for duplicate page. And I am just not sure उसका नाम क्या है. Oh, there you go, duplicate page. Yep, there it is. ये है blue icon है with 179 reviews, and the easiest way to tell is 1 million active installation. And for making a copy of your page, you're going to use duplicate page. हम इसको install करेंगे. And it's by the, इसका easy way ये भी है कि आप इसके developer का नाम याद कर लें. It's called MNDP Singh 287, Mandeep Singh 287. This is a developer who made this post of this plugin, and it's a really good plugin to have. And I always use this a lot. So ये duplicate page plugin install हो गई है. Now I'm going to go back to my pages, and I'm going to duplicate this page. So आप देख रहे हैं इसके ऊपर अब option आ गया duplicate this page. So I'm going to duplicate this, and it will be saved in a draft. And the only reason it's saved in a draft is because its name भी same है, and a lot of content is saved before it makes into a published status. It wants you to review this page or edit this page, and then that's what we're going to do. We're going to get it edit, and we're going to say this is this page is let's open this. What should we name it? We should name it About My Store. And इसका जो slug है, आप देखेंगे कि according to my page name, the URL slug changed from sample to About My Store. Before it was sample page. Now it's About My Store. इसने अपने आप ही इसके page name से ही slug generate कर लिया. If you want to make it shorter, we can delete most of it and just name it to About. And I can even name this to About Us page. And just name the slug to About. और इस तरह ही हमारे पेज के हमने कुछ configurations किए हैं. This is what we need to do using the WordPress editor. This cannot be done using Elementor. ये WordPress के अपने ही editor में होगा. And these are the only two things we need to use to do on WordPress editor and publish. And now our new page that we duplicated is up and running. और हम इसको check भी करेंगे. How are we going to check it? हम इसको मैं थोड़ा सा minimize करूँगा because Zoom का interference आ रहा है. I'm going to open up a new page. I'm going to do localhost 8080 Amazon/about. Is this the correct slug? Oh, it's not using the permalink. Yeah, we went through this before. Is in setting and permalinks, and I think it should use post name, and we're going to do it one more time. We're going to save it. We're going to do it. And for some reason, this simple page is not. Oh, it signed it About Us. Sorry, ये गलती थी. For some reason, मेरे पास multiple tabs open थे for the same page. I tried to save it as About, but उसने इसको About Us की तरह save कर दिया. I'm going to close this and now just make sure it is About. I thought it was a permalink issue, but the permalink is already on post name. Just always make sure that it's always on post name in settings permalink. So we're able to generate a good URL for it. Now let's reload this page. And now we have our About page, about us page open. For some reason, there were multiple tabs open. जिस tab पे मैं save करा था वो update नहीं हो रहा था. The other tab got updated first. But अब हमारा about us page है. This is how it looks like from public perspective, and this is the page we're gonna make it fancy looking Elementor. And we're gonna go back to the page editor Elementor, or we can do Elementor from here. ये about us का page, ये बना about us का page है. अगर हम इसको करेंगे edit with Elementor, अब ये edit करेगा same page को, the one we had using this with Elementor. Remember that ये सारा data editable है. You can use WordPress built-in editor to add blocks or anything, but we use Elementor. It is much easier and much fun to use because you can see your live changes. जिससे पहले मैंने permalink उसका update किया, उसका slug update किया, then I have to reload the page to see the changes. With Elementor, you don't have to do that. Elementor आपको live changes नजर आएंगी. So let's see how Elementor looks. Elementor के left side में आपके ये basic blocks हैं. We call these blocks, and the reason we call these blocks is that we can drag and drop these anywhere on the page, and it will automatically इसको किसी अच्छे तरीके से, nice तरीके से, it will just put them in on the next. So let's say we have an about house. We need to put in a new heading. So what we need to do is, oops, हम यहाँ पर plus का करेंगे, and what it will do is that it will give us an option. Do you want to drag your widget over here? And this is our widget. I clicked on the plus sign. It gave me an option, and I'm going to try to go back to the basic screen. For some reason, it doesn't allow me to. So click on plus, click on our heading, and हम heading को यहाँ drop करेंगे, and this will allow me to put up a new heading. So let's say this is my test heading. And now we have a heading without actually doing any kind of coding or anything. It just allows us to use a simple heading, and we can edit this further on depending on which font हमें चाहिए. Do you want to add a link to this heading? If someone clicks this heading, does you want to open up the page? These are the HTML tags. These are basically you can say आपके जो writing typography style of font, it will make it much larger and smaller. So I think the lower the number is, the larger it is. I think it's something like that. Yep. The higher, the smaller, the lower, the larger. So we're going to keep it in H1. This is just a simple heading tab that we used. We're going to add another one. I'm going to click on plus. As you see that जब मैं इसके body में plus डालता हूँ, it leaves a widget on top. If I do on the heading, ये इसके upper level पे मुझे widget का option देगा add करने के लिए. Not at the bottom, so just be careful. Sometimes a lot of page builders, they give you in the bottom option, but when you do plus, it brings one level down और आपको ऊपर option दे देता है. So it could be that I want to add an image on top. इसके ऊपर मेरा पास कोई image है अपना. Let's say we want to do an OpenMaven image. So I'm going to do add a widget here. What this does is that it's asking me what kind of structure do you want? Do you want multiple columns? Do you want one column? I'm going to do one column. और इसके अंदर one column का मैं image add कर लूँगा इधर. It doesn't allow me to do this. It says that it's premium. So I'm going to click on the plus sign, and मुझे फिर दोबारा option आ जाएंगे basic वाले, the one that I can use. I'm going to drop an image, and it's an empty image. It's just a block for the image. अब इसके अंदर first thing is first we need to insert an image, right? So Elementor is very tricky. ये आपको इधर option नहीं आएगा browse का. You will actually have to click over here on the thumbnail of the image and click on choose image. So we're gonna see what images we have. We don't have any image. We have one image, but let's upload a new image. We're gonna do select here. I'm gonna go to download. I'm gonna try to see if I can. Oh, I have a banner. Banner is gonna look a little good. ये मैंने अपनी custom image की है, or it's the same image. I thought this was a different, but this is the image that I have in my downloads folder, और उसने यहाँ ही upload कर दी है. Just to make sure that ये मैंने create नहीं की, is just an image, it's a screenshot that I took over here. It's a PNG file. And इसका size, we can set here the size for it. Elementor preferred 1024 1024, so we're going to leave it at that. If you want to make it a little smaller, आप देखेंगे small भी हो जाएगा. But I think 1024 1024 just kinds of fits in the page accurately. Captions and links, you can add. Caption is if you want to give a name, if someone hovers over the image, उसके ऊपर कोई नाम आ जाएगा. Link, if someone clicks this image, do you want to open a link? So let's say you do custom URL. आप अपनी किसी वेबसाइट का भी लिंक देते हैं. Let's say we give www.openmaven.org, and what this does is that someone clicks this image, our website https openmaven.org will open, and I'm going to click update. And now if I go and open this page up on my Amazon bookstore and call about, I will see this, the heading I added, the image I added. आप देखेंगे image के ऊपर you can see it's a clickable link, it's a hyperlink inside the image. If I click this, it will open the OpenMaven website. And I'm going to go back to the Elementor page. We're going to try to add more blocks. Heading के नीचे भी है. Add a new section. Do you want to make it 3 columns, 4 columns, 5 columns? Is one single row. We're going to add one. Let's divide it by 2 columns. Let's make 2 column scenario. अब ये देखिए आपके पास 2 plus के buttons आ गए हैं. इसका मतलब है in one row you will have 2 columns to put your data in. So let's enter something first in the first column. Let's say we want to enter a text or a video. Video is either you can upload a video, you can give a link to a video, but let's do a text editor. Or we can do something like this. We can add buttons for a good button. Button is a good example. We will enter button 1 here, and we're gonna click on this button. It has this button settings open here. It's like a link cat. We're gonna create this called contact us. This is the size of the button, how big you want it, how large you want it, how small. We're gonna keep it small. Small is feasible. This is the link, sorry, this is not the text. The text is here, contact us, and you can see that the text inside the button changed to contact us. I can also edit it here directly if I click on it. Or you can use the edit button menu on the left side. I always like using edit button on the left side. It is much easier to control it compared to clicking over here. This is the type. What kind of button type do you want? Do you want it as an information button, as a default button, as a text? These are the predefined templates of the button inside the Elementor theme. So if I clicked on this a warning button, it will change it to an orange color. If I click on danger, I think it will create a red button. Yep, it created a red button. But then again, these are just the different templates, and they name those templates and color scheme this. You can freely use them as much as you want to match your theme. I'm going to use to see what its info is. Info is blue. I'm going to not use blue because my heading is blue. I'm going to leave it as green as success. And I will actually go to my website, copy the link location on my contact us page, or I can do that. I can just click on contact us page, and I can copy this URL over here. And when someone clicks this button, I want this URL to open on the contact page. And that's what I did over here. And then again, you have icon spacing. If you do this, it'll tell you that जो आपने left side पे इसका icon लगाना है, उसकी अगर आपने तो कोई icon रखा हुआ है, how much space do you want with that, with the text? We don't have an icon, and it is just like that. But if I want to add an icon, I can. Let's see what Elementor says. It said, do you want to upload an SVG of an icon on this icon menu? or do you have an icon library? Let's click on icon library. और इसके पास font awesome के icon है. They're always fun to use. I like font awesome. And let's say contact. If you do a contact, you want like a diary or an address book to appear on contact, or maybe a phone. But I like maybe I like this one. Yeah, icon मुझे पसंद है. I'm gonna click on it. I'm gonna click insert, and now I have the like an icon next to my button. और इसके अंदर मैं थोड़ा सा space चाहता हूँ. And this is what the spacing is used for. And मेरा button वो ज़्यादा left side पे image क्या है. I want, क्योंकि मैंने ये दो buttons रखने हैं, I want them to be evenly divided among this. What I'll do is that I make it a center align. The alignment है, and I'll make it center aligned right over here. And I just want to create this icon just to give it a good feeling. Just it looks like professional. And I have a position for my icon. I can do it after the contact us text. But it's always better to have it, or maybe nowadays everybody's just using it before the text. And this is how I'm going to design my button. And if I click update, this button, this single button will be saved, but I still have one more room for one more button. But abhi bhi hum button se done nahi hoye. You can add a custom ID for your button. I can give this is my contact BUT button, and this will be used further by the team if I want to ever go into it. For your scenario, I don't know if you can ever use this or not, depending on how much experience you gain from WordPress, but you can use this button ID. The next is styling on the button. ये styling जो है, ये आपकी typography, आपके colors, आपके button की positions, anything you need to manage, you can manage over here. Let's say I want to use a purple color for my theme because जो मेरी OpenMaven के ऊपर image का है, it's a little purplish. So I can actually change the color. Here's purplish color. I can play around and I can see the live changes on the button. It's not there. And I think it's a little more darker. I think I will not be able to create the exact color, but I'm gonna try to match it. Here you go. मुझे ये color पसंद है. And when someone hovers, ये normal है. अगर मैं hover करूँगा ना, hover means that अगर कोई बंदा, अगर ना कोई बंदा, sorry, I mean if your customer अपना mouse आपके button के ऊपर hover करे, तो do you want the color to change? And yes, I want the color to change. और मैं चाहता हूँ कि it's a lighter color than this one. इसी color का ये थोड़ा lighter version हो जाए. So I'm gonna try to see what color did I choose. Here is the color that I chose. It has a specific number range for that color. I'm just gonna copy this. And I'm gonna go over to the hover screen, where it's got your background color hai. I'm gonna probably, it says default is empty, but I'm just gonna click on it. And here on the red cross where it says the custom color, I'm gonna paste it over here. और मैं इसका थोड़ा lighter version कर दूंगा. All I'm gonna do is just drag it exactly to the left side. I'm gonna click update. अब इसका एक lighter version हो जाएगा. देखिए मैं mouse किया, it kind of changes color now. Before it wasn't changing. Same way, if I put my mouse here, do I want to change the color of the text? You can change it in this screen over here. Do you want to add a shadow? It's over here. Do you want to add a border? Over here. The border radius is here. Do you want to do padding? Padding means that in this column, do you want to provide more space on left, right, or top or bottom? We use padding over here. These are the different options. The more you play around with them, the more comfortable you would feel with them. But this is just the button itself. And the last option for the button is advanced. These are again the margin and padding of the whole column itself of this button. That आपने इसको किस margin पे, where do you want this to be located, where exactly, how much space do you want left and right. In this, you go into the fine detail controlling of it. Do we want anything of this? No, because हमने content में जाके already इसको center line कर दिया. This was an easy for us क्योंकि आप जो editor है for Elementor, it will just automatically line it to the center. If you don't do that, you want to do it manually, you can control it from here. Do we often do that? Yes, you will end up often using this. Sometimes you run into a very funny scenario जहाँ आपका button सही तरीके से align नहीं हो रहेगा where you want it. Then you have to play around with these options over here to move them a little left to the right. So let's just try one. Let's say हम कहते हैं कि this is too much near the image. I want to go a little down. So if I click on the top padding and I start increasing the number, आप देखें it starts getting away from the top and bottom. It starts increasing, and it starts increasing from all four sides. Why? Because it has this option enable link value together, and we might need to disable this. Otherwise, वो हर side से इसके अंदर padding add करेगा. So let's make this 0 again. Let's disable this option and let's do from the top only. Now when I increase, अब खाली top का होगा, देखिए. Now the button is coming more to the bottom because I'm adding padding on the top of the button. आप इसी तरह अपने बटन को पुश करके लेफ्ट एंड राइट लेके जा सकते हैं. ऐसे भी वांट टू गो अ लिटिल राइट, तो मैं राइट के ऊपर क्लिक करना शुरू. ओह वेट, आई थिंक इट वाज द लेफ्ट. यप, तो हम लेफ्ट के अंदर पैडिंग ऐड करेंगे सो द बटन पुशेस टुवर्ड्स द राइट. Now I can customly move it anywhere within that column that I defined. देखिए मैं इसको करता रहूंगा, it starts increasing. But just for the better view, I'm just going to leave it empty. It looks nice like this for me in my scenario. I'm going to leave it. The next is motion effects. This is the animation of the button. I particularly tell developers to skip this part क्योंकि अगर आप animation add करेंगे, it adds time and you can say there is a little load on your website. The more animations you add, the slower your website becomes. But we're going to try to see what it is. I'm going to see a bouncing. So bouncing down. This is how the button will load when I click, when I open this page. This is the animation. If I do bounce right, it comes from the right, it bounces a few times and it settles in. And I'm gonna click update to save all the changes I till this point. And I'm gonna try to open this page to see if it bounces. So it was localhost 8080 Amazon and about page. You see, it just came from the right. I'm going to do it again. The button comes from the right, it bounces a few times and then settles in. These are small little animations. There's various of them. There's even one called Jello. It shakes it. There's wobble. There's a lot of animations. You can play around them, but we're going to leave one up for now. It's called button down. The rest is the background. The background color is the background color of the column itself. We don't want to add a color because then it will be very hard for the button to stand out. We're going to leave it. Border is the border, the blue line you see over here. This is the border. There's no color in it, but if you want to add color, you can add it over here. Again, positioning is the width. You want it to cover the full width of the row. It means from left to right. You want it to expand? No, we just want to leave it at default because this is a button. Responsiveness. Positioning had other options called the position is absolute or fixed. We just leave it default, or you can sometimes you can leave it fixed because you don't want the button to change. Someone trying to draw on the screen. Clear all drawings. Okay. So we're going to leave positioning alone. We're not going to touch responsive. Is on certain devices in Elementor, and this is very important for you. Do you want this button to be available to the people on older devices? If yes, you don't have to touch these settings. But if you want to hide this for the mobile users, you have to click here. This is hide on mobile. You click yes. So if someone opens up this in their mobile device, this page, this button will not be visible to them. It might be taking too much room, or it opens up a new pop-up window. It does something that you don't want the mobile device user to see. You can hide certain elements that you create. We call them elements, and you can hide these elements and features from certain device users because it might mess up their screen, it's consuming too much space, and you can choose those options from here. In our case, we want all of them to be. We're going to leave here. Attributes is the pro version. We won't have access to it, and I think custom CS is the same. Yep, is for the pro version. Is for the paid version. And I'm going to go ahead and just save this up till now, and it is saved. Any questions on the button and the heading and the way we set up the images? Quick question आपके पास है तो पूछने before I continue on to the next part of it. किसी को कोई क्वेश्चन भी नहीं है? No one? Okay, so next part is the second button that we need to create. There are ways to do, instead of अब हमने इसके अंदर animation भी डाले, we put an icon, we did color settings, and now we have to do the same exact color to match the second one. There is an easy way to do it. We can click here. Oh, it doesn't allow me to click, but I think we can just use the right click and duplicate this or just copy this, just like you would do in your regular computer, copy it. And then over here, we can just paste this. And we have a second button of the identical features over here. And we can just rename this content just by clicking on the left side of this. And it says contact us. And we can rename it to, let's say, our courses. And this will take us to another course. We're gonna do WordPress 2021, March 21. I think this was the link. Yep. And हम इसके अंदर ये वाला link डाल देंगे. And we will change the icon for it. We were using a diary to match it. Our courses should be maybe a book or something. To match the button function or the intended target of the button, we're going to limit book. So let's see if it has. Here you go. It's going to book icon here. And this is how we created and generated two buttons over there. And I'm going to update this. And now we have a second button. And now let's refresh this page for Amazon About Us page, हमारा custom page इस time setting कर रहे थे. And now we have two buttons. आप देखते हैं when I hover my mouse, they act like a button. And let's click on our courses. And आप देखेंगे इसके अंदर जो हमने custom link डाला था, it opened for another website. Most of the times when you do our courses, you do a button link, you do it for your own website. But our website doesn't have a good theme that we're working on, so I just use an external website as a option for you. So this is how we go in detail depth of our elements that we use in Elementor. And this is also true for any other thing that we use. So if I add another widget here, or another element, oh, it actually got it there. So I'm going to probably drag and drop this one level down. It actually went two down. I'm going to drag and drop again here. There. And I'm going to add, maybe instead of using more columns, I'm going to keep a single row, single column. And I'm going to add a spacer or a divider. You know what? A divider is a good thing to show you guys. And what a divider is a simple line that divides two elements from each other. And it's a visible line that you can see. And you can do it alignment. Do you want to add anything to it, an icon or a text? Usually people don't do anything. They just leave it as a line. But you can have a different type of line. How do you want this line to appear? Do you want it to be appear on if someone is doing something? Do you want it to appear squared? आपको different line नजर आ जाएगी. Do you want it to appear using arrows? So you will see arrows. Or you just want a simple double line. This is, or maybe a dotted line. These are little dots. They're not visible to you, but I can see them. Maybe dashes. These are small dashes. And we're going to update this. And we're going to see this change in our new tab. It was localhost Amazon About. And we have this dotted line over here. And what this is used for, the divider, is for dividing two different topics, two different elements, however you want to use it. But as you can see that from here, your heading है, test is my heading, is ये बहुत ज़्यादा near है button के. We want to add some space to it. There's another element over here called spacer, and we're going to use that. हम इसके अंदर एक और डालेंगे widget का area. We're going to use a single row widget, one row का, and we're going to click on plus and we're going to use spacer. And हम इसको इधर डाल देंगे. And what a spacer is an empty white space, and it tells you by pixels how many pixels do you want it. You can have other matrix systems to be used, but we use pixels. It is easier. And how much space do you want it? कितना space आपने देना है? I think this is a good space that we should have over here. And I think ये जो हमने डाली है line for dividing, this should be somewhere here. And the spacer, we can actually make it 30. And we can update this and it will have a good visual feeling. So अभी तो हमें वहाँ नजर आ रही है, but this is a better way of viewing it. So now we have a distance from the buttons, we have a divider to divide these, and we have a heading over here. Let's look at the other features that we can add. We're going to add something to the bottom. So let's do a single row, single widget, and we're going to click on plus. And text editor is, this is the text editor element that you see over there, and you can very much use it just like you use your Word document, with the visual effects, with the number bulletins, any way you want, with subtext and hypertext and columns, gaps, and everything. I will not go over this. This is very similar to Word document. Everybody use Word documents, so we're going to skip this, but we're going to stick over here. And these are just simple icons you want to enter. And these are the icons you usually see at the bottom of the page, like the Facebook icon. I'm going to do one icon here. Actually, you know what? We're going to edit this. We're going to delete this icon that we just added. And we're going to change the layout for this. We're going to add more columns for this. We're going to click this. We're going to add Facebook. We're going to add Twitter. We're going to add Instagram. And we're going to add one more. We're going to select a 4-column. And अब हमारे पास 4 columns आ गए, and we will add our social media icons here. These are just me giving you examples on how to use it. So we're going to add icon to the first one. And yeah, icon has cup. And we're going to probably change it to Facebook. ये Facebook के different icons है. I like the one using the square one. मैं इसके अंदर square Facebook icon डाल दूंगा. I will actually have a second one, and I will name it icon here, second icon. I'm gonna edit this and probably maybe Twitter. Square icon again, just to follow up with what I have on the first one. Third में भी मैं icon रखूंगा. And I'm going to change it to maybe Instagram. Do they have Instagram? No, they do have Instagram. पर इनके पास एक ही icon है Instagram का. Give me 1 minute. I have to take this call. Hello, sorry, call आ गई थी. I just had to take that call. It was an important call. But yep, we left off at doing the social media icons. We have one more social media icon. I'm just gonna add this, and I think we'll make it. We have the Twitter, we have the Facebook. What else is there? Do they have social media? No. Is it Snapchat? Oh yeah, they have Snapchat. So these are the social media icons. Now, if I click on each one of them, I can add a link. So let's add a link to these. We can go to facebook.com. We have one for OpenMaven. I'm going to click here. I'm going to click on the link, and this is for OpenMaven. I'm going to update this. This is for Twitter. We have one for OpenMaven Twitter, and I think it was OpenMaven. Yep. Got it. Ooh, let me go. We have one for Instagram for OpenMaven. Snapchat, we actually don't have. We're just going to use a dummy one for Snapchat. And I don't even think does the Snapchat have a URL. So we're going to probably use one more for the Snapchat. We're just going to give them the Twitter login again. What are you going to do? We actually use the Instagram login for the Snapchat as well. Let me the link, and we're going to click update. And now we're going to go here. We're going to refresh our page. We have a heading, we have buttons, and we have these follow-up. And we can make them smaller. We can make them larger according to the attributes. And now if we click on Twitter, it opens the Twitter page. And I'm going to go one back. I'm going to go here. I'm going to edit the Twitter. Or agar aap iski idhar jaएं, you can do the alignments. Again, just like with the buttons, iske style ka color up change kar sakte hain to match your theme. The size of the icon, the rotation of the icon. This is a new one. You want to rotate it. Kis tarah pe isko rotate karna hai is here. And then if you click on advanced, you can do the margin and paddings and the motion effects. ये भी same button वाले हैं कि you want to do a fade in motion effects. इस तरह भी देख लें, fade in up इस तरह. And styling, you have the choosing of the color and someone hovers their mouse over it. Do you want it to be lighter or not? Etc. on these. But again, जितने भी आप elements डालेंगे, they will all follow the same structure as the button. आप ये देख रहे हैं हमने icons add किए हैं. They have a very similar styling and advanced feature as the button. And these will always remain same for all the elements that you use. So if I tell you that you have to add a widget over here, और इसके अंदर हमने एक डालना है, we're using a block of image or a YouTube or a divider or Google Maps or heading or intersections. If we're doing intersection, let's give it an example of that. And what an intersection is basically is a section within a section. So it's a row within a row, and you can have multiple rows of it within each row, and you can have more intersections in over here as well. So if I click here, और मैं इस column के अंदर एक और intersection डाल देता हूँ, it's gonna have more intersection. It doesn't allow me to do it. There. So I have a 4x4 column. I can have a 3x3. So if I do plus one more and I do intersection here, so I have two columns, 2x3. So it's basically 3 rows and 2 columns. And I can keep creating icons in a chart table. You basically have this table something just like your Excel sheet. You can create cells and columns and keep increasing them. But the easiest way to do is just have multiple columns and multiple rows. But again, even if you go up to here and you were to add something or edit these, it will follow the same style and advanced features that you see in all of these. They will be the same throughout the whole Elementor. And this is what basically Elementor is. It just allows you to add blocks and edit those blocks in over here. You have some global is not available to us, but these are the pros. These are in the paid version, I think, of Elementor, or are these still available to us? I'm not sure. Let's say I'm going to delete all of this. I'm going to add a widget here. I'm going to do a single widget. I'm going to do add one single row, 2 of them. So we have 2 widgets now. Let's add the first one. Let's go to the Pro and let's see if we can add a gallery of pictures. Nope, it's locked. Yep, it's in the Pro version, Elementor ke Pro version mein, and we will be able to use more of these elements to make our page fancier. Version of Elementor, I'm going to show you a working website, a real website, which has Elementor working, or uske andar jo themes hai, it has a lot of content, and how do we modify that content? We're going to go there. But before I go there, kisi ke paas koi questions hai? Now is a good chance to ask for these questions. We have more content here. Sorry, वो pros to pros there, but there was some more content: image cursor, star rating, image box, progress bars, counter, testimonials, tabs. Tabs is a good one. You tab 1, tab 2, you can actually change content in between them. So we can actually have one more called tab 3. So basically, this is, if you have any questions, please do ask. Now is a very good chance to ask. So we have tab 2. So I'm just gonna do this. This is tab 2 content. and this is tab 1 content, and I'm going to do tab 1 content. So this is basically bodies. So now I have tab 1, 2, and 3, and these are something you see on websites, that these are some tabs. They contain different data. You can have bullet points. This has its own text editor. You can add images. You can do a lot with it. But then again, there's so many features in in Elementor, that we might not be able to go through all of them. There's just so much of it. If I click here, there's so much. We can have our own SoundCloud login, social icon pack. We created our own social account, but they have one social icons here for you in Metal. They have toggles, they have icon list, they have image carousel. They even have reviews and star ratings that you can ask a customer to leave for you. But the more you play around with it, the more you get it. Site is actually locked pro features, WooCommerce is pro features, and these are WordPress built-in uh, blocks that you can use. You can use them in the WordPress editor, or you can use them through Elementor, but we don't touch those that much. And you can use pure HTML coding over here. If you want to enter a pure HTML content, maybe a code you got or maybe a script you got from somewhere, you can enter it over here. And this will also fill this box. So I'm gonna do this update. I'm gonna refresh this. किसी को कोई questions, please do ask. अगर कोई कोई सवाल है तो you don't have to be shy. Just keep asking. Oops, sorry, I was supposed to refresh this page. But this is how you use Elementor. और आपको ये पेज अभी भी बहुत simple नजर आ रहा है. It's not that fancy. It's because our theme is very simple. जो हमारा theme है, it's a very simple theme. Basically, you will actually have to develop your own theme, and that requires coding. We're going to skip that part. And I'm gonna stop here. यहाँ पर मैं आपको रोक दूंगा आज के लेक्चर के लिए कि as far as page builder is concerned, आप सबने देखा Elementor is very nice. We have WP Bakery. I'm not gonna teach you WP Bakery. Instead, we're gonna go and further do more on page building, on how Elementor works in a real production website. I just want to make sure if I have the correct, if this website uses Elementor. And I assume this website uses Elementor, and we're going to see some pages that we can use to edit Elementor on this one. So I'm going to log in, and I'm actually going to also open this website in a different tab as well. So let's open a page, and let's open something called Testing and Quality Assurance Services. This is a page, and I think this is a page developed using Elementor. The Elementor पे develop हुआ था, and you see how it is. And we're gonna actually, my younger brother developed this website. He used it Elementor. I asked him if he used a website that he did using Elementor. He told me he developed this website using Elementor. And I logged in to the dashboard already, so that's why you see this WordPress dashboard over here. But we're gonna edit this page with Elementor, and we're gonna see how he edited this website using Elementor. What elements did he use? We're just gonna go into some of those features, because he created these pages from scratch. And he didn't do any kind of coding on this one. This was just him putting background images and so आप देख रहे हैं जिस तरह के these are text fields. If I hover my mouse over them, these are text fields. If I click here, simple text fields जो हमने अपनी basic website पे देखे थे. And he put a simple button over here. इस तरह का button हमने कहा था. He doesn't have any link. He just put in pound for an empty link. He's still working on this website. Here he put an image. This is an image right over here. And on the background, I think he's using a green image as well. जो उसके पीछे text के पीछे background पे है. Let's see if we can see that image in over here. You can find that image. Yep, ये देखें उसने ये image use की है. जो पीछे green background है वो नीचे वाली image के साथ blend in हो जाती है. So everything looks so good and blends in. If we click on this media, it's basically an image. That's what he used. And we can verify it. See an image. Or again, the reason I'm showing you this is that it looks so good that how did he do this? But he basically used 2 images and 2 lines of text and 1 blank button to make this part or this section of the page. And it looks so good. It blends in. Everything just gradually matches up. आप लोगों को भी मैं इसलिए दिखा रहा हूँ कि it's nothing big. इतना ये complicated नहीं है. You don't have to learn coding or anything. He just found a smart way to create these images to use a similar background. If I go down, he has another section in the same page called performance testing. And I'm pretty much sure he did the same thing over here. This is a text field. This is a text field again. You see that this is text he's going to connect. And he actually wrote the name wrong. I'll fix it. And he should have write this. उसने कुछ गलतियां की हुई हैं, but I can click, then we can update this. And then again, जब multiple columns, what he did is that he created multiple rows and columns over here as well. You can see these are 2 columns which have multiple rows. This one has a few rows: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and 10. इसके अंदर 10 rows हैं, and you can count them by hovering your mouse over. उसके अंदर काफी ज़्यादा spacers हैं. These are empty spacers he put in. जिस तरह आप ये देखें जो मैंने आपको दिखाए थे, just to make them look good. Even in between just empty rows हैं, these are spaces. So he has a 35. If we increase this, these are just simple spacers. So I'm just going to leave it to 35 the way he had it. And if we click over here, and he's using an icon, जो हमने अपने buttons में icon use किए थे, he's actually using it in the text field. वो अपने text field के अंदर icon use कर रहा है by adding or dragging and drop that icon inside the widget. This is the basic image with no background. और इसने इस पूरे के अंदर पीछे सिर्फ yellow image लगा दी है to blend it in. और इसने image भी नहीं लगाई, इसने सबको पीछे background के color को yellow कर दिया by selecting the yellow color. So I'm going to save his color so we don't lose it and he gets angry at me. So let's play around with the color. Let's see if we can change it into pink. You see this? Now this whole thing is pink. Now if I go here in the bottom section one, or इसको भी इसने same ही किया होगा, and I can just make this pink again. And you see, by combining both two, you can just blend it right in. But he found a color that suits it better, so we're just gonna leave it uske color pe before he gets angry. And the same was true for this one. Usne image nahi use ki, he actually used a color scheme. And I'm gonna update this. And he put a simple button here. He made that hover icon to blend in or put a gradient view on it. ताकि जब हम उसके ऊपर mouse over करें, does it. And the whole website page he created, he did the same thing. And this is basically not a color. This is an image in behind. This might be a color or not, but let's see. Style. हाँ, उसने इसके पीछे image लगाई है. The reason you can tell the images are the cloud. कि cloud के पीछे this cannot be a color. This is an image. उसने इसके पीछे image लगा के ऊपर text or another image on top. ना के he just made it look fancy. This is another section he created. He put an image, he put a background image behind this. It is a dark shade image. This is the image he put behind it. Let's see if I can copy in this. These are dull images that he used in this particular scenario. These are very good to use during your page development. If I can just copy, paste. It doesn't allow me to. Actually, I can do something. I can just open this in a new tab. So this image you see, it's a faded image. It's a dark faded image. And this gives a very good effect on a background. He used Let's see where he used it. Iske piche. It's the same image that we saw he used it, but it makes a very good glossy look, glassy and glossy look on the image itself, since it is a very neat and faded image. But this is how he's achieving. And again, when we went here, we saw the animations. He put in those bouncing animations on these images, these lines, and that's why you saw them coming in and bouncing. I'm going to refresh this page just to see it again. This is on an actual hosting server. That's why it's running a little slower. Now I'm going to give you guys one assignment today. And you see that this was coming in from the right side. And I just want to make you guys to see what he used on the style and the advanced part. इसने यहाँ पर motion effects use किए हैं, and he's using the roll in motion effect. And that's why you see them coming in from left to right. And basically same cheese. His content is not different than yours. He's using an image. He's using the 1024 recommended. He created 2 columns with a few lines. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to actually give you guys an assignment today just to see how you guys do it. And one thing I wanted to show you guys is called the revision history. Either have it's called the history tab. ये Elementor के अंदर है, and we're going to have one in our Elementor as well. हम अपने Elementor पे जाके check करते हैं our history tab जो हमारा पेज का था. It doesn't have any history because we just started it today. इसके ऊपर जाके history tab देखते हैं. Let's go revisions. Action में कुछ नहीं है. It tells us कि 6 मिनट पहले हमने जो changes किए हैं, 1 मिनट पहले जो हमने changes किए हैं, 4 मिनट पहले changes किए हैं, we can revert back our changes. कि अगर हमने गलती से कोई चीज सेव कर दी edit करके, if it was like 5, 6, 10 minutes ago, हम इस पे click करेंगे. And remember the dark army के ऊपर जो changes, anything that we did, we revert back to these 4 changes. So let's say if I go back to 1 month ago, ये जो मैंने इसकी 2 fixes की थी, that these were together, और इसके लिए मैंने space डाला था, these will be reverted back. If I go 1 month behind, okay, how this page was 1 month ago. As you can see, इसके आगे apostrophe s आता था, there was a space, अब वो space नहीं है. How it was 1 month ago, this is how it is now. But I'm gonna go back here, and I'm gonna go this 4 minutes ago only change पे. I'm gonna revert this back to the way I did it again. जिसा मैंने अभी किया था, इसके अंदर changes डाल के और देखें, इस तरह भी मैंने किया था, and this is how it is now. It is fixed. So you can go back in time and revert your changes because it makes a save point. That's how good Elementor is. And at the end, you would just click update. But our is not update because it's already a save point. It is as it is. And this is the preview changes button. If you click on this, it opens up a page with all the preview changes that you did. Like if I selected this and applied to this over here, it will show me this. This is how the page would look with those fixed changes. And all I need to do is just apply and then update. Then I have to click update. And now these changes are implemented from the past. Any questions, किसी के on Elementor? Anyone? Any questions? No one? आप सबको अगर समझ आ गई है, and if you think you people are quite comfortable, it's very easy. It's not too complicated, and the main goal is कि आप लोगों को programming ना करनी पड़े. आप सिर्फ drag and drop and copy and paste करें, and that's the main goal. And I'm telling you, my younger brother, he's very young, and he created this website. He created all these pages by copy and pasting data from various websites, taking these images and making this page from scratch. And आप लोगों ने आज Elementor में log in होके देखा कि how easy it was. He was basically yellow में तो उसने सिर्फ yellow color पीछे use किया background में. Over here on the green part, and the blue part, he was using background images and some, you can say, motion effects and columnization to make these things look better, these content to look better. This is how easy it is. So what I want to do is that, क्योंकि आज हमने testing और quality page .com studios पे काम किया, we're going to do one thing. I'm going to log out over here. I'm going to create an assignment for you people that why don't you guys create this website page as a assignment. Don't create everything in the page, but just try to do as much as you can. I'm not asking you to create the whole page. I just want you to have an idea how the page is designed. So I want you guys to create a page on your local machine, just like we have in Amazon. आप pages में जाएंगे अपने. Let's just close all of this, Jerry. So आप पहले plugins में जाएंगे अपनी. This is what you need to do. I'm going to give you some instructions. आप duplicate page की plugin search करेंगे इधर and install करेंगे. And after you do that, आप pages के जाएंगे tab में options में. आप अपना sample page देखेंगे. आप उसको duplicate करेंगे अपने sample page को. ठीक है? And I'm going to do this with you. And it's going to be in the draft format. Remember that the original page का उसका draft में लिखा होगा. Your duplicated page का draft. You're going to edit this. और आप अपने page का नाम exactly यही लिखेंगे. Testing and quality assurance. So you're going to copy this and you're going to do it here. और जो आपका URL slug होगा, you're just going to name it to testing. That's it. और this whole page, underneath जितना भी ये content है, I want you to remove it. I want you to delete this. आप इसको remove block कर देंगे. इसको भी आप same करेंगे. So remove block. सबको आप remove block करते जाए. Just remove these blocks that you see here. It should be an empty page. ठीक है? And अब बस आपने एक चीज make sure करनी है. Click on pages that your slug is testing and your page name is testing and quality services. And everything else underneath is empty. कोई आपका block नहीं चाहिए, nothing typed. You're going to click publish. And you're going to say visibility is public and publish immediately. This is the option selected. I'm going to click publish. इससे आपका जो एक empty page create हो जाएगा testing वाला. And now let's open that page. And again, ये आपकी assignment है. So I'm not going to help you do it. I'm just going to guide you to do it. And the only reason you're doing this assignment is to learn. और अगर ये आपसे नहीं हो सका, tomorrow we will go and sit together and try to create that page. That my brother, I'm going to ask him how he did it so I can show you guys as well. But if he can do it, you guys can do it as well. Trust me. So ये हमारा empty page है. And I want you to create that page over here. आप ऊपर वाले सबको ignore कर दें, ऊपर menu and everything, you're going to ignore that. आपने right side पे जो ये widget bar नजर आ रही है, we can take care of that. We need to remove that, and we can remove that from the page we created over here. So let's see if we can remove that from the page section. If there is a page attribute that can remove default template. Basically, they have a sidebar widget over here option that we can remove. I'm going to check to see if I can remove that. If not, then we'll just leave it there. It's just part of the theme and there's nothing we can do about it. Yep, and I think that was it. I'm going to remove it, allow contribute. Let's go here. Let's go to appearance. Let's go to store design. And I'm just gonna see sidebar. This is the sidebar. And I'm gonna try to remove this. So basically you go to appearance, you can go to customize actually, you don't have to go to store design. And you can go to widgets right over here, go to sidebar, and just remove all of these. और इससे आपका जो वो sidebar वाला widget होगा वो गायब हो जाएगा, it becomes invisible, removed, and we don't want that because इस पेज पे or any page we don't want this. इसको हम बाद में worry करेंगे, why do we even need this? And I'm going to click publish. इसके बाद मैंने publish के ऊपर click किया and I can close this and I'll be back to my main menu. And if I refresh my page over here, see, now the sidebar is gone. Now you have a real empty page. And I want you guys to copy this page. I'm going to post it in the Google Classroom. And we're going to make it as a classwork. And we're going to put an assignment. Create a page. Please. And when I mean complete this page, you have to start from here, the green body of it, and go all the way up till software test management. And that's where we're going to stop, up to software test management section before the footer. And when you have to start building it, from here, try to complete the page from the green background color section up till software test management section. There you go. And this is no point, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in tomorrow's due date. And that's it. Just remember, आपने ये page यहाँ से build करना शुरू करना है. Where is the green part, the testing and services, and you have to complete it up till this part. Don't worry about the bottom. You won't be able to complete this. This is footer and header. ये एक separate section में हम कल cover करेंगे. पर ये page builder है. The links to these buttons, you can just leave them empty or give any website link. Doesn't matter for any of the buttons. But try to create as many sections as you can. It has 5 sections. I think there's the green section. This is the first section. This is the second section. This is the third section. This is the fourth section. And this is the fifth section. You can easily complete this because you're not actually typing anything. You can copy and paste this content. And also, I will tell you a way. अगर आपको ये images चाहिए, let's say you have this image. I didn't teach you guys, but I'm going to teach you. ये cloud वाली image है, and you want the exact image in your background. How will you be able to get this? And I will tell you. You're just going to right click on this, and you're going to click inspect element. And this is in Firefox. और Chrome के अंदर भी same option है. ठीक है? The highlighted blue means that you're in the correct HTML section of it. We're going to actually further this down. You don't actually have to understand this. Just keep trying to search for an image in this code, and you will be able to find one image in this code that you can use. You have to keep dragging it, keep opening it. It's not in here. It's probably here. Nope. I'm going to do it one more time. Inspect element. You can actually take the image from here. I'm seeing the page source. I'm just trying to tell you an easy way that you can use those images. Because if you know how to find them, it's just so much easier. This is the QA banner. Click QA stem screen, QA point screen, QA automation screen. So basically, I will actually have to provide these images to you. I will go ahead and download them from WordPress, because if I tell you to go look in these for the source code, it will confuse you guys. But basically, what he did is just उसने जिस पेज से ये content copy किया है, this is what he exactly did. He actually went into these web pages and he searched for the images on those web pages by using either the source code or the elements on this page. And that's how he got these images to precise. The easiest way to do is inspect element. For in this scenario, it is just not working for us. They don't have any visible PNG or IMG image here. Oh no, they do. There it is. Sorry, उनके पास ही was just on the right section. So if you click on Dark Army Studios, आप इसके left सबसे left side screen की पर right click करके inspect element पे click करें, and it will open auto select this, और आपको ये image नजर आ जाएगी middle content पे. Okay, this is the image. If you click this, ये image है, आप इसके ऊपर right click करेंगे, save as, and then you can upload it to your WordPress site while building this. I'm going to close this, and the same thing is true that if you need this image, ये image आपको चाहिए, आप इसके ऊपर right click करें, inspect element करें, and for this scenario it's not on the middle, it's right over here. ये link है, देखिए image का, आप उसके ऊपर mouse over करेंगे ना, you will see this. So what I will do is I will just copy this. आपकी जगह तो I will just इसके you will have to click it multiple times, but just copy the link and you can download this. I will just copy it, Control C, paste it in the new window, and I the image as. And I'm going to save it to my downloads folder. You can see it's being saved as PNG. In this way, you can keep taking images from this page and start uploading to your local WordPress development thing. And same thing for over here. इसका भी पीछे background image है. You would just right click in any of the corner, click inspect element, and for the background images, it's located in the middle of the page as a background. इसके ऊपर आप click करें, open हो जाएगी, or you can just copy and paste this link. Sometimes it's clickable, sometimes it's not, and you can just save this. And इसमें आप अपनी images सारी exact matching images download कर लेंगे from this page. Any questions for this? For how to download an image? Again, आपको coding की जरूरत नहीं है. You don't actually have to read the code. आपने बस वो .png या .jpg link को search करना है once you click on inspect element. अगर इसकी left side पे वो link नहीं है, just look it in the middle. और अगर आपको यहाँ पर .jpg एक्सटेंशन नजर आ जाती है, इसका मतलब है ये इमेज फाइल है, and you just gonna open this and just take that image. Ignore everything else you see on the screen. उन पे आप confused ना होना. This is an easy way to download images from a page that you see. There are tools for doing that, but we're not gonna go in because आपको सिर्फ उतनी images चाहिए जो. Don't download these icons. ये आपके already pre-built in होंगे. Font awesome की screen में. The one we just saw in Elementor. ये Elementor के हैं. उनके अंदर already ये होने हैं. And that's about it. आप लोग की assignment बन गई है. Start your assignment. आपको पता है किस तरह images download करनी है. I showed you. I will upload this video for you. We wanted to cover WP Bakery today, but it's not available, and I think we should just stick with Elementor. उसके अंदर आपको जरा easy development हो जाएगी. It's fun to use. It's very easy. WP Bakery is over there. It's more intensive, but I think we will cover in tomorrow's lecture. And I think 3 more days or 2 more days, and we will be done with WordPress. But please do practice creating the test page. जितना भी आपसे हो सके. Because tomorrow जहाँ जहाँ आप लोगों को प्रॉब्लम आई है, हम सब की प्रॉब्लम बारी बारी शेयर करके we will try to fix your problem tomorrow. ठीक है? So everybody have a nice day. अगर किसी बात कोई question है, please do ask now before I close this meeting. I think no one has any questions. तो आप सब ख्याल रखें अपना. Let's meet tomorrow same time, and we will go over the assignment tomorrow. And please try to do as much as you can today. It's very simple. इतना complicated नहीं है. Just try to do as much as you can. Allah Hafiz everyone.